Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tio. I'm a Cambridge alumnus now doing a master's in international studies in Vienna, and I'm making videos about studying and productivity on YouTube. In this video, I'll share with you 3 habits that changed my life in 2020. It's been a tough year, but also a great one in terms of my personal life and health. These are the 3 habits, the main changes that I made to my life, which made my life better. The first one is regularly going to the gym. The second one is listening to everything 2 times faster. And the third one is waking up early. If you're interested in bettering yourself every day, then feel free to give this video a thumbs up right now, and let's jump right into the first habit. So a bit of a backstory on this. As a teenager, I used to practice a lot of sports. I used to play soccer and basketball quite a lot on the weekends. And I was quite a sporty person. But then when I went to university, I also started dedicating a lot of time to music. I had to give up something, and I felt that what I could give up was sports. Now that was not such a good decision, but all throughout university I was very sedentary. I tried to exercise in my room, but without the habit to go to the gym, that didn't last very long. I couldn't keep consistency, and I ended up only exercising now and then and leading a very sedentary lifestyle. But this summer, after I graduated from Cambridge, I came to Vienna, and here I decided that this was the moment when I would make a gym subscription, and I told myself I'd go to the gym 3 times a week. Now for me, making that subscription was a bit like that motivation technique of promising a friend a certain sum of money if you don't do something that you set out to do. I also subscribed to a gym that is very close to where I live, and these factors combined actually led to me exercising consistently. I wasn't able to go to the gym 3 times a week, but I went 2 times a week until the lockdown was imposed. Now the physical and mental benefits of doing so I cannot stress enough. It's turned me into a totally different person in terms of my energy in my everyday life. Also my productivity skyrocketed, basically from feeling like a sedentary, lazy guy who doesn't want to get out of bed every day. I became a person full of energy with a great lust to live, and that's greatly thanks to going to the gym regularly. It also lowered my stress levels every day. I was looking forward every week to those 2 times when I would go to the gym and free my mind and work on my body, and that was a very good change from the normal work that I did every day as a student and YouTuber. Now if you feel like you're in a rut, like your health is decreasing and you're stressed and sedentary, then I strongly suggest that you consider taking up going to the gym and doing that regularly. It has changed my life this year, and I'm confident that it will change yours too for the better. Also, as a bonus tip on top of that would be to start cooking healthy meals, and that's something I've been working on as well. And in conjunction, they really make me feel like a much healthier person, both physically and mentally. A second habit that I built in conjunction with my gym routine has been to start listening to everything at a faster speed than normal. Because I'm out and about every day, I like to listen to podcasts and audiobooks a lot. I've also got my Economist subscription, which offers audio for every article that is in the weekly issue, and it's a great source of world news. Also, I like to watch YouTube videos now and then, and listening to so much stuff is very time consuming unless you can listen to it faster. And normally everything that is read or spoken on the internet, like podcasts, audiobooks, especially audiobooks, and YouTube videos, as well as audio articles from the media, are read at a slower pace than the maximum pace you would be able to understand what is being said. So in the summer, when I started going to the gym, I also started listening to stuff faster, and I started with 1.2 times faster. My goal was to gradually reach 2 times, and that is doable. Even 3x is doable with enough practice. Every week I'd increase my listening speed by 0.1x, and so I reached my current level at 1.7x. I can now listen comfortably to 1.7x, and also some material which is read in a slower pace I can also listen to at 2x. Because if you think about it, what that means is that you can listen to a 40-minute podcast in 20 minutes. You basically double the amount of content that you can consume in the same amount of time, and this is very valuable if you think that being able to produce content, to write, to make videos is dependent on the amount that you are able to consume. Before, I'd spent many years trying to improve my reading speed, and this was the year in which I improved my listening speed. And I've also felt that this has had many other benefits than just the speed at which I can consume content. On the one hand, my own speaking speed has improved, and this is good for these YouTube videos, but also when talking to people in normal life and holding presentations in front of more people. And also, I feel like I can think faster and like I'm a few steps ahead every time I speak and think in everyday life. Now, I have to keep this up because there have been times during my exams, for example, when I didn't have so much time to listen to stuff, and I realized that I was slowly coming back to my own slow pace at which I normally think and speak. And to be honest, I really enjoy the person that I am when I speak faster, when I think faster. So overall, even if this is a technique for consuming more content, I also feel that it's made me a lot more productive this year. If you're interested in the tools that I use to listen to everything faster, then let me know in the comments below and I'll make a future video about that. Bonus tip here, in order to improve your productivity even more, listen to everything on 2x speed while doing something else at the same time. Before the academic year started, I listened to loads of podcasts about how to improve this YouTube channel while going to the gym. The ability to keep my mind engaged while also exercising at the gym has been another driver of these habits. Linking these habits together has allowed me to keep them both up consistently. The third habit that has changed my outlook on life and my image of myself this year has been waking up early. Now, I know you've heard this a lot and that every productivity YouTuber is telling you to wake up at 5 a.m. and start with a run and then sit down and do your work and be done with your work by 10 a.m. and have a free day ahead afterwards. Now, a lot of this is wishful thinking, and what I implemented was trying to wake up consistently at 7:30. Now, you might not consider that very early, but for me it's quite early because I started implementing this during my exam season when I was cramming until late at night. It was even more of an achievement to wake up at 7:30 after going to sleep at 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. Now, I'm not saying that this particular routine is completely healthy. Ideally, I'd go to sleep at about 11 p.m. and then wake up at about 6:30. If you've read Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker, you'll understand why 7.5 hours of sleep are much better than 8. If you haven't, I've got this video right here where I'm presenting the key points of the book, and I highly recommend you watch it in order to understand the real importance of sleep in our lives. But now back to waking up early. This is something that I've realized is great not only for productivity but also for your general outlook on life. If you wake up at 7:30, for example, instead of 9:30, you've got 2 more hours to get a kickstart on the day. What I feel every time I wake up past 9 a.m. is that the day has control over me and not that I have control over my day. And this is the kind of feeling that makes us feel that we're living on autopilot every day. Now, getting that 2-hour kickstart on the day will give you a completely different outlook. The sun is still not completely up. You have the time to go to the kitchen, make your coffee, and stop for a little bit and think about what you've got to do that day. You can afford having a slow morning, which has great benefits for your stress levels that day. If you wake up past 9 a.m. and you jump straight into your work clothes and run straight out the door, you then run from one place to the other all day long with a feeling that you haven't had that time for yourself that day yet. Your stress levels will be high all day long, and that's not an ideal situation. You want to give yourself that space and time in the morning. And I cannot stress enough how important that has been for me, and I'm sure that if you'll implement it, you don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. You can do 7 or 7:30 and it will still be enough to give you a bit of slack in the morning, a bit of time for yourself, to think clearly about what you have to do and to plan it correctly so that you never end up feeling overwhelmed. As you've seen, linking habits together is very important to be able to keep them up consistently. So if you're interested in more productivity habits to implement, then feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate that. Here's a video about how to improve your reading speed, and here is the other video about sleep habits and why sleep is so important. I really recommend you watch both of them, and I'll catch you in my next one.